So some things or some reasoning. Hey uplifters, welcome. Hey uplifters, if you're new here, welcome. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Hit the post notification bell to be notified every time I upload. So I have I always say a tough topic because any topic like this is hard to talk about. But I want to talk about marital rape or spousal rape, or even if like you're in a relationship with someone and something like that happens to you. So let's have, I got the definition of marital rape, and of course I have some notes, so let's get into it. Marital rape / spousal rape is the act of sexual intercourse with one spouse without the spouse's consent. Marital rape is considered a form of domestic violence and sexual abuse. The traditional definition of rape in the United States is the forceful sexual intercourse by a male with a female, not his wife. I'm going to read that again. The traditional definition of rape in the United States is the forceful sexual intercourse by a male with a female, not his wife. Meaning like, if you felt like back in the day, if you felt like you were raped by your husband back in the day, it wasn't considered rape. That's crazy. When I read up on this and I seen this, I was like, what? Like, so you, like, technically by law, you cannot be raped by your husband or maybe even wife. Like, it's so crazy. Like, it's so crazy where we were at with all of this dealing with rape to where we're at now, and we still have a lot of work to do. So let's look at these other notes. 2006 research states that approximately 10 to 14% of married women are raped by their husbands in the United States. And that's just reported. Because a lot of times I feel like a lot of rapes are not reported by either male or female because of the shame that comes with it, the victim blaming. It's so many factors that comes to play and comes to mind when we look at this low number of 10 to 14% that have reported being raped by their spouse. Well, married women being raped by their spouse. It's scary because we know that this happens probably more than, of course, that is reported or talked about. But it happens, and people are afraid to speak up for so many reasons, and it's never okay for anyone, of course, to rape someone. It doesn't matter the gender, whatever the case is. You should not be doing that at all, and especially if like that's your significant other that you trust and they betray you in the worst way by raping you. That's not okay at all. High risk for being raped by their partner. I have some of these high risk, and I don't know, like, of course, like, I think this is when I got did the research on it, like from 2006. So that means like people don't even, like, when's the last time the statistics have been, this is the last time, like, we don't talk about this as much because of, I mean, it's mind-boggling. Some things or some reasoning for someone to be or considered high risk for being raped by their partner are due to men that consider their wives as being property. That's one. Women who are in physically violent relationships, women who are pregnant, women who are ill or recovering from surgery, women who are separated or divorced. These are like a few that I wrote down, and like I said, I did like a little research, but of course it's not much on this topic for whatever reason. And of course, like, I have to put my thoughts into what I think about. Of course, I have to put my thoughts into this topic, being raped by your spouse. And this is like pretty much being raped by your husband, but of course, we know that things can happen. Of course, anything can happen, and that a man can be raped by their wife. But of course, those times, it's things that people, of course, don't talk about, don't report, and that's like a whole other topic because people are not comfortable. It's so many things that come. One, like I said earlier, that runs through someone's head for them not to report being raped by their spouse or their partner, and they don't have to be married to the person to, of course, but it's just, I feel like that never should happen. When you marry someone, you put your trust in them, and when they violate that trust or they betray you by hurting you in the worst way ever, it's pretty sickening. And I feel like it's like of course, every situation of being raped is of course different, and we all go through different things. But like I've said in previous videos, I often put myself in someone else's shoes. So me, I was doing my research, and I read that back in the day that it wasn't considered rape if your husband raped you. And it made me it kind of upset me, to be honest. It really upset me. Like, what? Like, of course, by me being a woman, and of course I put myself in a woman from back in the day's shoes, and like, it's nothing that you could do. There's nobody that you could report this to or even talk to about it, so you have to deal with it. It's pretty sad, but at the same time, like, knowing that we're not at that place now, it's like really it's amazing to know that we're not at that same place now. But it's like, I hate to even think about what we as a whole, like women, went through dealing with that. Like, you're being married to someone and you being forced to, or you're being raped or forced to do things that you don't want to do. Like, instantly, of course, like I always had, like, when you watch a lot of TV, which I do, or watch a lot of movies, it came to mind with, I don't know who had watched this movie, but Color Purple, when she was raped by her dad, and she had her dad's kids, and then she was forced to marry the man, was forced to marry him, and she was being raped. Like, that's rape because, of course, she didn't want it. And it's just, I don't know, this is like hard. Like, I'm sitting here speechless because it's hard to even think about going through that, and then there's nothing you could do. Like I said, there's no one you can talk to. You can't report it. They're not gonna, like, your husband's not gonna get arrested for, it's not even considered, it wasn't considered rape back then. So I can't even say rape, because I'm gonna say rape because it is rape, but in their eyes, back during that time, it wasn't considered rape. And yeah, it makes me speechless, and it's just like, it's no words for what we've overcome and what we still have so much work to do with advocating for different victims of sexual abuse. If everyone has their own story, not even with just sexual abuse, with any type of traumas at all. And I feel like it's kind of like me. I can put myself in someone's shoes, and I just think about other people's stories that I've heard, or that, like, you just see on the TV or whatever the case is, and it's just like, wow. And I don't know, like, I'm legit, like, still speechless about, it wasn't considered rape if your husband raped you. I don't get it, but I'm thankful. I thank God that we've come a long ways, and we're still striving and working on better laws for victims of sexual abuse. But yeah, it's never okay to force your significant other, your partner, to do something that they don't want to do. If somebody says no, that means no. Even if you've been with them for a month, a year, 2 years, doesn't matter. It's never okay. And if like your partner has raped you, it's like, of course, I'm sorry that happened to you. And hopefully you can get out that situation. If it's, of course, it's toxic, and it's all types of abuse when it comes down to situations like that. Yeah, and you can overcome this, and you don't have to stay with someone even if you love them, because love isn't supposed to hurt, and the person that you love and care about is not supposed to betray you and hurt you in that type of way. Anyway, yeah, so I don't want to keep on, like, you know how I do, go on my tangents and go on my little rants about situations like this. But thanks for watching. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe.